Hey everybody, NWA Prepper here, coming at you with two of my favorite things. Not necessarily this package of tuna and tactical bacon. I know it's a little breezy, but so this is a can of Yoder's bacon, which is real bacon. And they put a funny label on it and charged a little more money for tactical bacon. But it is just canned bacon. There it is. Now, servings per container, about 18, 3 slice servings of canned bacon. It's really light actually. Maybe 2 of these. I guess its net weight is at 9 ounces, so it'd be about 3 of these. So what kind of packaged meats do you have in your preparedness? Do you do envelopes or do you do cans? It's kind of a big question. I mean, there's a lot of things you can talk about and do when you're talking about canned meats. So back to canned meats. Obviously I switched around a little. So I like canned meats. I keep them around. I have some favorites. Bacon, ironically, is not one of my favorites. Really bright. Because bacon's expensive. I mean, that can, of course, that particular can I bought as a novelty for someone's birthday present. But I bought 2 of them. So that one sits in my office for emergency bacon emergencies. But canned meats are wonderful. And you can get any kind of canned meat that you want. A lot of the more popular canned meats are, of course, canned bacon is not one of the more popular meats to be canned. Sorry guys, I'm gonna move you a little. And of course you have Spam and Treat and kind of chopped and processed things like that. They're pork based, but you can get beef Spam and beef Treat. When Treat is a Spam type product, and you can get potted meats that are turkey or chicken or beef or pork. You just kind of have to do some shopping. But so they're really important and they're really good. Of course, tuna fish is an easy. I eat a lot of tuna and rice here lately. And so there is all kinds of opportunities to buy tuna. And then the next biggest one I would say, particularly around my house, is canned chicken. We use a lot of canned chicken on a daily or a weekly basis. So having that around is always a big deal. We have some canned hams, and they seem to store fine. Of course, some of the ones we have are the pull, where they have the finger pull that you rip them open that way. And I don't have the best luck with those. I mean, they store for a couple years, but just not as good as regular cans. You can get canned ground beef. I mean, you can get whatever kind of canned meat that you want to get. You just got to look for it. And then there's some other products that aren't traditional canned meats, but they're like long-term storage meat. TVP is a long-term storage, like a 25+ year storage item. Now I get that through Thrive Foods. That's where I buy it from. I know there's other brands that are good, but that's what I get. But I really think it's important to have meats in your preps. And I know that I can go and I can take my bow and my arrow and I can go out and I can kill some meat. That's right, I can do that today. If there's a regional emergency, or heaven forbid a national emergency, that's not going to be very easy, because everybody where I live already hunts. I mean, they already do it. I can tell you, I can name 10 people that all of their meat comes from the woods. And that's only going to get exponentially more populated when it becomes time for long-term storage foods that come out of long-term storage. So there's lots of options. You need meat, you need to incorporate protein. Beans and rice are great. They make a good protein together. But who doesn't like a little bit of ground beef every now and then? Or a little bit of tuna fish. I like fish. I'm not a big sardine guy, but I like oysters, I like clams. My daughter and I will tear a package of Kipper snacks up. So there's all kinds of fish. It's good to have other varieties. So keep your eyes open. Aldi's is a grocery store there's a few of around here that sell some European brands, and they do pretty good. I get some good canned meat there. And then the big thing for me is when I get them, I wipe them down, and then I'll take a little bit of mineral oil and put a real light coat on the top and the bottom and any metal that I can get to without taking the wrapper or the package off. And that helps it resist a little bit of rust, and it helps it store longer. I've had things on the shelf that didn't keep as long as some of the others because of the container breached. And so I hope that doesn't happen to you guys. It does pretty regular. I mean, it's a pretty common thing, but it doesn't have to be if you maintain it. And then, of course, with any canned goods, if there's any bulging of the package, for sure, just get rid of it. Because that bulging or things decomposing inside of it and releasing gas and swelling the package. If there's any kind of a leak, don't eat it. Those are some common canned goods things. Get you some canned meat. Obviously, I like the little bacon ones, but that's just kind of a novelty. Canned chicken, canned tuna, canned fish are the basics. Salmon is relatively cheap this time of year, or salmon. I don't know. I say it's salmon. They're easy to get. Couple dollars, unless it's something like bacon, is more expensive, but ground beef's a little more expensive. But most canned meats you can get for a couple bucks a can or less. Some things are a little bigger, and so they're a little more expensive, but for the most part. So get you some canned goods. Everyone likes some meat. Add those with canned potatoes, and you got meat and taters. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let's get ready.